Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. Nicki's been working on her Spanish moss garden in the background here in Kentucky.
I have.
You did a good job.
Thank you so much. It looks good, huh?
I didn't think that could grow in Kentucky. Actually, where are we, Nicki?
We are in Florida. Yay.
We're in Florida. We've been on the lake today, and my hope was to get enough critters to come back and make us some fisherman's stew. What else is it called? Bouillabaisse. Now, this is not an exact dish. We're not in the south of France. We're not going to act like we're in Marseille, but we're going to use pretty much the same ingredients. Now, when Raoul, here's a picture of Raoul cooking for me, the French chef that I got to study with and watch.
Yeah.
One of the first things he did when I brought him a fish one time, I really didn't understand what he was doing. He was taking all the parts and pieces that I was going to throw away, and he made a fish stock out of them. Then I noticed he took tomatoes and white wine, and looking back on that, I realized that he made a bouillabaisse. Now, a lot of people might pronounce this differently, but usually in the French, if there's two S's, it's not the Z sound, it's the hard S sound. So you might hear some people say bouillabaisse or bouillabaisse, or I think the proper pronunciation is bouillabaisse. We're sticking to that.
Bouillabaisse.
We're just going to do it. You can't stop us, we're out of control. So we come back from fishing today. We've caught bluegill, we've caught catfish, which we already ate. We had that for dinner.
Delicious.
Really good. And I'm walking out on the dock, and our buddy Rabbit says, there's going to be tilapia out here. Guess who swam by?
You were happy.
I said, get my boat.
Tilapia, big tilapia.
And on this lake, they're blue tilapia, and they can get up to like 6, 8, 9 pounds. They're huge. So I shot me a tilapia.
I'm always amazed, even though I know you can do it, when you shoot one shot, boom, you got it.
Well, that's what you got to do. So we got our tilapia. Our friends got some crabs right off the dock, some local blue crabs. We got some mussels, we got some clams.
Scallops.
Scallops. We
Shrimp.
got scallops?
And shrimp.
And shrimp.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna make something great. Nicki, if you'll just cut me that onion up. For soups, I like, we call them fingernail size pieces. Look at your little fingernail, and that's about the size I like for soup. We're gonna saute our onions, celery. We might even put a few carrots in there. So in this recipe, we're gonna put some fennel. We got some fennel bulb right here. And we're gonna let all that get nice and sauteed for about 3 or 4 minutes until they get nice and brown. We're gonna take at least 4 cloves of garlic. We're gonna cook some of the sugar out of these onions and carrots, and we're not gonna get them done, but you're starting to see a little brown around the edges. And it's close enough to where we wanna be. After we get our vegetables sauteed, we're gonna deglaze with at least a half a cup of white wine, and we're gonna take some sort of anise flavored liqueur, and there's a lot of those on the market. We're using a pasty, and we're gonna take that and probably use at least 2 tablespoons of that. Now we're gonna let that reduce a little bit. And in a minute, when that sun pops behind the hill, we're gonna change angles. And if you look behind us, there's a beautiful lake. Beautiful, wonderful lake, and we're gonna switch directions and shoot that way because the sun will be down in a moment. After we get all our vegetables sauteed, then we're gonna come back with our tomatoes. And we're gonna take, I don't know, that's probably about 14 ounces, like the size of a can. Those are diced tomatoes. We're gonna add some bay leaves, some orange zest in there. Then we're gonna take a little bit of saffron. Now saffron are parts of a flower.
Good.
Doesn't it smell wonderful? It's very expensive,
Yes.
but you've gotta have that taste.
Because I spilled a little and you picked it up. You said don't spill it.
So that's $1 worth. We're gonna add some peppercorns. We're gonna come back and we're gonna take our stock and we're gonna strain all the solid parts out of that from the crab and the fish rib cage that we cut out of that tilapia.
That you shot.
That we shot. Perfect for fish stock. Now, if you wanna buy some clam juice, it's getting kind of expensive, I've noticed here lately, but if you wanna buy some clam juice, you can find fish stock some places. That'll work perfectly. If you're gonna boil it down like we did, you wanna strain the top off, get kind of the not so attractive stuff off the top.
Yucky stuff.
Then you'll strain the solids out, and that you're left with that nice stocky stuff. If you want to put a little bouillon in there, you can. If you want to put a little salt and pepper in there, you can to get that going. I'm going to take my strained fish stock and pour that in. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to reduce that about half. I'm going to put a little salt in there, and I'm going to take some fresh thyme. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that in there. Put a little tomato paste in there. That's probably about a tablespoon. Now I'm gonna put the top on. I'm gonna heat this up and reduce it to half. All right, we've got our fish that I just shot
Good job.
just a little while ago.
What a piece of fish.
Isn't that a nice
That
piece
is
of
really
fish?
nice.
Let's take that and let's just cut some pieces off. Now always cut out that big, in the South they call it the mud vein. People call it the darker meat. You always want to cut that out, cut around that because that's always strong. Striper or anything else. So we're gonna take these pieces of meat and we're gonna take these and we're gonna cut up into little cubes. So we're gonna put our fish and our scallops and our shrimp in first. Now when we put the clams and the mussels in, generally 4 to 5 minutes you start to see them open up.
Yeah.
It's time to stop. If they don't open up, toss them over your shoulder.
Okay.
Don't need them. All right, let's start with the fish. Let's drop that in. All right, we're gonna put our fish in first. And our scallops. And our shrimp. Again, the clams and the mussels will go last. I'm gonna cook this for about, I don't know, 8 minutes or so. Get that good and hot until your shrimp is nice and pink, curling up on the end. Now, I don't have any fresh parsley, so I'm just gonna put in a little bit of dried. Oh, it's gonna be good. All right, we dropped our clams, we dropped our mussels. They're already starting to open. Nikki, what do you think?
That looks amazing.
Now, what am I gonna
excited.
do in the end? I'm gonna finish with a little bit of butter.
Always.
And why are you doing that?
Because it's delish.
Because that's the way, I like it. Nobody can stop me.
That's right.
I'm out of control. So we're gonna cover that just for a few minutes. You ready to see, Ms. Farmer?
I am. I'm excited. Oh, wow. Wow. Yum.
Okay. I'm gonna scoop you up.
A little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
That looks
I know you like scallops,
I do.
and I know you like mussels,
I do.
and I know you like clams. Look right here. Big scallop.
Wow. This is all my favorite stuff. Oh, wow. Your sauce. You did
Did
good.
you try the broth?
It's very good.
Take another big scoop of the broth. Hey, you know what?
Wow.
I was talking to Rabbit over here. He says, I can't believe you took a 12-inch pan and just put charcoal on it and cooked a restaurant-grade food on here.
Better than restaurant, he said.
He said better than restaurant.
He did.
The thing is, that's fire. The heat on the top of your stove may be gas, it may be an electric range, but what it has is heat. It doesn't matter what your heat source is. If you've got the right heat, the right temperature, you can cook anything, anywhere. Look what we've got here.
I'm gonna eat some more of these. This was fun.
But bouillabaisse, first time you've had it,
It is. It's delicious.
how would you describe it?
It's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's like,
If you go to a restaurant and your favorite mussel dish that you get, usually they have some sort of garlic, they have butter, they have parsley, and they'll have a French liqueur with an anise flavor in
the
there.
anise is what makes it so good. That's what I taste.
That's what you're tasting in there.
I like
you
that.
love your mussel dishes.
Yes, that's good.
Does that not taste exactly? You got your garlic. And we
Oh,
topped
wow.
it off with just a little bit of butter. You kidding me?
That's delicious.
Oh, there's a shrimp. I gotta get a shrimp.
And it makes all the seafood taste delicious in that juice.
You've got your tomato base with a white wine. You can also put just a little bit of basil in there if you want to put some dry basil in there or fresh basil. I like that.
That's good.
To me, it's got just that rich
That's what I was gonna say. It's got a rich flavor.
seafood flavor
Yes.
with your tomato base, your white wine. You taste your liqueur in there
It's so good.
and the garlic, and it's just beautiful. The only way you can explain it is just you got to try it.
Yeah, that's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
All right, Ms. Farmer, you
Oh,
good?
Enjoy.
You like it?
I'm enjoying this.
As you can see, we're not in Kentucky today. We're in Florida. And I came down here to fish, but I also brought my bow fishing rig. Now, there's a reason for that. I love to shoot bow and arrow at fish. This bow has a reel on it. It's got an arrow with a barb on it. So when you shoot through the fish, you can pull it back in. Now, there's several places in Florida where you can shoot at tilapia. Tilapia is not a native species. It's been introduced. It's considered invasive species, kind of like the bighead carp are back home. So you can shoot these. The great thing about these fish is if you cut that red meat out, they are delicious. You've had tilapia in the store. Now, the thing I know about this lake, it's spring fed and cleaned. So these fish are gonna taste beautiful. Now they're tough to clean. You have to go under and around the rib cage, but the meat that you get once you cut that red meat out is beautiful. So we're out here today, no competition except for the alligators. Everywhere we look, we see alligators. There's one, there's one. You see just their heads. They're looking for tilapia on the bed too. So we got a little competition, but let me tell you what, when it comes to getting your own food, that's what we're doing today. Some of these tilapia get up to 6, 7, 8 pounds, and we are loading up our freezer. Being that it's an invasive species, you can take as many as you want, and that's what we want to do here. So we're gonna load the cooler up, and when we get home, we're gonna load you up on some new recipes. We made it back.
Yes, we did.
Driving through Atlanta was no fun.
No, it took 2 hours. That was not fun.
You know what, we usually drive through the night so we can bust through there.
Right.
We got there at 5 o'clock.
It was beautiful.
But it was a stressful drive.
Yes, it was.
We did make it back. It's about a 15, 16-hour haul.
Yeah.
But you know what though, when I look at this right here, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Now I shot fish and I shot fish and I shot fish
You did.
and I shot fish
You
because
did.
there's no limit. They're invasive species as we talked about earlier. I went down there to bass fish and bluegill fish. But when I saw these on the nest, look at this. Is that not beautiful?
That is
That's one of the
beautiful.
smaller ones. Now I've cut these pieces off to make serving type pieces. Now a bigger fillet will look something like this. Now I haven't cut the red meat out of that. You've got to cut the red meat out. It has a strong taste to it in any fish, whether it's a striper or hybrid, whatever.
Right.
Cut that red meat out. My mouth is watering because I'm thinking about what we're about to do. We're going to make a recipe with these tilapia. That's fairly simple to make, but anytime you have a good, firm, white, fleshed fish, oh my goodness, you're talking about something delicious here.
Yes.
Now, these aren't the farm-raised tilapia that everybody talks
Right.
about that's not good for you. This is wild tilapia. I know they're invasive. I don't care. Now, we are on the tail end of some of our sugar-cured bacon.
Delicious.
We ate that today.
So good.
But we're going to cut this off and we're going to make some bacon grease out of it. And I guess we'll just have to eat the bacon, Nikki.
Yes, we will. I can do that.
So I'm going to turn this on a low heat and we're just going to go ahead and let that fat just ooze on out. Let that flavor ooze on out. Now this is from our pig that only made it to probably 190 pounds.
Because she was bad. She was a
bit
bad girl.
Nicki on the hand.
That's
Nicki
right.
said, we're taking her for her makeover.
I still have a scar.
So there we
Piggy.
go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get our olive oil simmering.
I'm excited.
Look at this beautiful piece of meat right here.
That is.
Beautiful piece of tilapia. And again, this is the smaller guys. I shot some huge ones. I should have weighed them. I saw a picture of the state record of the girl holding it up. One of ours looked almost that
Yeah.
big. Who knows?
I think you're close to state record.
I think I beat the state record.
I think you did. And I've never seen anyone shoot so much, so many days.
I shot, of course, I have to shoot with my teeth. I lost the use of my right arm in a motorcycle accident. We have new viewers all the time. When I was 20,
Right.
I was in the Marine Corps. So I had to figure out ways to do almost everything. So again, here's me shooting a bow here in Florida for these tilapia. I shot so much that my teeth are fine, but my shoulder is sore.
Well, you would go out for 8 hours a day and shoot and shoot and shoot. I
But
took a nap.
look,
I took a nap.
But look,
Yes,
it's
that's beautiful.
So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. with this tilapia, I'm going to take a little blackened seasoning. Now, do you remember when we made our blackened seasoning?
I do.
1 tablespoon sweet paprika, 2.5 tablespoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 3/4 teaspoon white pepper, 3/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme leaves, and 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano leaves. Got some salt and pepper in my flour. I'm just gonna do just a light coating on here. Wild tilapia.
You know, we have quite a few friends wanting fish fries. They saw
I know.
how many fish you got.
Well, I've got enough for a couple. Now, you know who's been wanting fish fry? Dad has been wanting
Yes,
fish
he
fry.
is.
And Dad deserves one. So very shortly, we're going to be having Dad all-out southern fish fry. A Kentucky fish fry. We're going to be out of control.
That's right. Is he getting tilapia or bluegill?
He gets whatever he wants.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these onions up into strips. For a one-arm guy, this is great. When our bacon is almost done, which it is, and we got enough grease there, we're going to start our onions. All right, we're going to leave this on low. Go ahead and pull that bacon if you will, Nicki.
Perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect.
Kelly got me this handy fish spatula.
That is nice.
Isn't that
I like
handy,
that. I
Daddy?
like that. That's perfect.
All right, so
Yum.
we're going to let that get just golden brown. Now I'll tell you what we're going to do, Mrs. Farmer. Now, there's a reason to let that on. We're going to pop our onions in here. Turn it back up just a little bit. In our bacon grease. So, everything's coming together nicely. All right, now our fish is beautiful.
Oh, that is.
Slightly brown. Oops, trying to break them. You can't have that. You know what? I'm going to get
Gotta
this.
use your special one.
Yeah, now let's pop that in the oven
Ready?
on a low setting. Let's see where our onions are at. Our onions are looking good. Oh, look at that.
They smell delicious.
So now we're going to turn these way down because those are almost where we want them. Now what do we do here, Mrs. Farmer?
What do we do?
We need garlic. And we're just going to brown this in a little bit of olive oil. I don't mind a bit that we got a little bit of flour in there because that'll act as a
Make it thick.
thickener. Just when I see that my garlic is golden brown, but not burnt, I'm going to deglaze a little white wine. I'm going to come in with a 1/2 cup, and we're almost there.
Get that for you.
1/2 cup of white wine. And probably a little over a 1/2 cup of chicken stock. You smell that?
It smells
There's
really
something
good.
magic. So let's bring the temperature up now. We're going to reduce this. Notice we're putting some lemon juice in here. This is a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful thing to do with your fish if you have the good white firm flesh
Oh,
fish.
yeah. Firm
Say that
fresh.
again.
You said firm.
A white firm fleshed fish.
You said it good. Say it 3 times faster.
I'm not going to say it 3
Okay.
times. I had trouble saying it once. So we're getting close on the reduction. So I'm going to go ahead and fire our burner back up with the onions.
Onions? Want me to man that for you?
Yeah, and now what I'm going to do, we can even put a pat of butter in there, Miss Farmer.
Ready? I like butter.
A lot of people say, why do you call her Mrs. Farmer? And why does she call me Mr. Farmer? There's a reason. Because our family, all our family, Mom is Miss Farmer, Dad is Miss Farmer. So when we're a group, we're all Mr. Farmer,
Makes
Mrs.
it
Farmer,
fun.
Mr. Farmer, Mr.
Yeah.
Farmer, Mr. Farmer.
Makes
So
it
it's
fun.
kind of fun. So it's an old family tradition. There's no other thought than that. When I call Dad, he calls me Mr. Farmer. I call him Mr. Farmer.
That's right.
It's fun. Now I'm gonna drop this spinach in, and Miss Farmer, I don't want to wilt this too much.
Okay, so just turn it a little bit.
Just turn it a little bit. I'm gonna put a little salt.
Alrighty.
We don't need too much salt because we've already got bacon in. A little
That's
bit of pepper. All right, I would say that's reduced by half.
That smells
Now,
delicious.
one at a time. I'm gonna bring in a piece of butter here. Maybe 2 at a time. Maybe 3 at a time. So we have our spinach, which is good for stress.
Yeah,
When you're
really?
driving through big cities.
Okay, you
lots of
should have
cars.
eaten your spinach.
I need to eat a lot of spinach. It's good for your eyes.
Really?
It's got vitamin C, vitamin K1, which is important, vitamin A. And look where we're at right here, Mrs.
Oh,
Farmer.
wow.
Oh, look.
That looks
Look.
thickening up.
There it is. And then the very end, we're gonna put just a little bit of cream in there. All right, now what I need you to do, Miss Farmer, if you will,
Okay.
is to grab that fish. Oh my, Mrs. Farmer.
I'm excited.
You go first.
I get to go first. This is what you got for us.
You were so patient with me, sitting out on that boat all day.
Oh, wow.
A little spinach with mine, some onion.
That's delicious. White and flaky. Oh, wow. You outdid yourself. I'm glad we got bags of this. We got bag loads. I'm so happy.
Oh, Miss Farmer.
That's
We
delicious.
should have shot some more.
I think you got enough. You shot enough fish.
That has
Wow.
that has a wonderful fish taste, just enough.
It does.
And that in combination with the spinach and the onion and our sauce with our lemon and white wine.
That's better than a fancy restaurant. You did good. You outdid yourself. I'm glad we took all that time
Oh.
to shoot all the fish. It was worth it. It was worth the 29 hours. Oh no, actually 50 million hours that we spent on
You
the
want to go
lake.
back?
I do,
tomorrow?
but let's take a break.
Run
I
for that
do.
drive through Atlanta, I'd do it.
I do.
Pickle beet.
Gotta have a beat. What a meal.
That's beautiful. It's wonderful.
Delicious.
We used our own bacon.
We did.
We used fresh spinach, onions. Everything here is fresh. It's wonderful, the way
Yes,
it
it
should be.
is.
No
Yes, it is.
preservatives, no chemicals. Yum, Papa,
Yum, Papa. I agree.
as Sammy would say.
That's right.
Look at it. Carrots in the sauce.
Yes,
That'll be yum.
that'll be yum. In fact, there he was. Amazingly enough, this is going to blow your mind, but half hour's up.
Wow.
But that being said, people are saying, where can I find this recipe? I'll bet you could go to,
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
look it up, there's 14 gazillion recipes
There's a
on
lot.
there.
Yes.
And we are enjoying our Facebook time with some folks out there. Get a
are.
lot of new people on. The only rules we have are be kind.
That's right.
And if you're not, we just hit a little button and make them go away.
And they bleep away. That's right.
So we want you to be our Facebook friend, but it's so complicated.
It is.
How do you do it?
You hit like. It's hard.
I like that fish.
I like too. I
So, Miss
like
Farmer, it's all about
good times
good friends.
and really good eats, as
We'll
always.
see you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Dig in, Nicki.
Good job again. Yum.